Today's all about saxophone maintenance. Hi, I'm a music teacher and this is my life. Welcome back to the channel, everyone, and welcome for those of you who might be new here. If you're not new to the channel, then you will know that part of my job as a teacher is teaching private music lessons to a beginner saxophone student recently. Well, in today's video, I'm going to talk a little bit about how you can help yourself take care of your saxophone so that it stays in good playing condition for a long time by some daily steps that you can do every single time you put your saxophone back in its case. But before we do, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring that notification bell so that you never miss another video. So let's go ahead and get started. I've got my alto saxophone with me here, and you might have a few differences. For example, today I'm using a Yamaha student model saxophone. If you have a more advanced model or a different model or a tenor or a Barry, there's going to be a lot of things that I do that you'll be able to do with your saxophone as well. So the first thing I'm going to do is take the reed off the mouthpiece. Now I have my saxophone case off to the side. Just off to the side here. So I've already grabbed the case that my reed came in. And now I'm just going to loosen the ligature and take the reed off. Now, because I honestly don't play the most frequently right now, it's the summertime. So a lot of things are in a hiatus. I am using a synthetic reed. So if you have a wooden reed, something that I actually would do if I was using a wooden reed right now, was that if I was just playing, I would actually squeeze out the excess moisture so that there isn't any left in the reed. Sometimes I notice that if I don't do that, the next time I pick up the reed, if I were to look at the reed from the top down, rather than seeing a straight line, I would actually see a little bit of warping. That usually means that it's waterlogged, so I personally would squeeze out the excess moisture. In a case like this, where I'm using a synthetic reed, I would just wipe it off with a clean cloth and put it back in the case. Next step for me is to put the ligature aside and to take off the neck and the mouthpiece. Now, if you notice that I'm doing things maybe in a certain angle, or you're like, why is she doing it that way? I should also say that I'm standing up, and this tends to be easier if you are sitting down. So if you are doing things a little bit differently from me, that's okay. When I go to take off this part from the body, I tend to hold it from the bell so that I'm not squeezing onto any keys very tight or tight at all to take off the neck and the mouthpiece from the body. Now I'm actually going to set that aside for now, and I'm going to focus on the body next. I'm going to go ahead and remove the neck strap, and I'll be right back. So I have the body of my saxophone, and I actually already have my cleaning cloth here. So my saxophone came with a cloth on a string with a metal weight. So I'm going to start by placing that into the bell and holding them together. I'm then going to hold it by the bottom so that I'm not squeezing on any of the keys too hard. And then it will fall out the top of the saxophone. Now you want to make sure that if you have a little string like this one, rather than the fluffy post that sort of lives inside the saxophone for some models, that it doesn't wrap around any of those keys. And then I'm pulling the string so that the cloth will pop out the top, and that's going to get rid of any excess moisture from the saxophone. You could also then take a microfiber cloth and give it a wipe all around the metal to remove any of the fingerprints or any oils from your fingers, and then you can place this in the case after you put the little stopper in, which I'll show you now. So I have the body of my saxophone and this little black stopper that came in my student model Yamaha case. And what I'm going to go ahead and do is just place that in the very top of the body, and then I'm going to give that top screw a tighten. So I am holding it from here. So again, I am not squeezing onto any of those keys. And what this is going to do is it's going to keep the top of the body in roughly the same place. And similar to if I was assembling my saxophone, which people kind of came after me in the comments for that video, despite how many views it has, for the way that I put the reed on. Honestly, as a beginner, that's what I learned, but I've started trying it the other way, where you hold the ligature and then you slip the reed up, and it actually does work. So nothing against both ways. But what I'm doing here is similar to as when I assemble it. I'm not going to be squeezing or screwing this screw extremely tight, just until there's a natural stopping point, and that's going to keep the top of the body just in the right shape, and I can place this back in the case. Now coming back to the neck and the mouthpiece, something that I know that I cannot do with this type of cleaner is to feed it through the neck and the mouthpiece because it won't fit. So what I would recommend you do is, if you have a cleaner that's like this, but you have something that's much thinner, like a microfiber cloth at the end, microfiber is great for absorbing any of that moisture, then what you're gonna go ahead and do is clean the inside of your neck and mouthpiece. And I find it easier to actually put the weight in through the end of the neck and then feed it through the mouthpiece going this way. And that way you will be able to then pull it all the way through. However, for today, I'm going to do things a little bit differently. So I'm going to show you what you can do if you don't have a microfiber cloth. Now, if you don't have a microfiber cloth with you, which admittedly I need to go and replace mine, what you can do is you can grab this cleaning cloth and try to, using your finger, wrap it around and try to clean out as much excess moisture as you can. On this end, I'm not able to get too much, but the reason why I recommend microfiber over something like grabbing a Q-tip or like a paper towel is because paper towels, napkins, those types of products can actually rip, and then you get all these little bits of paper stuck in the neck, and that's not going to be good for your playing. And now all that's left is the mouthpiece. So since I'm at home, even though I don't have any microfiber cloths, what I did was I used my finger to try to wipe as much of the inside of this mouthpiece as I can, covered by this cloth. I'm now going to go ahead and put the ligature back on. If you're at home though, what you can do, another saxophone teacher here on YouTube recommended that if you really want to try to like get all the grooves of your mouthpiece, you can just scrub it with a plain toothbrush and cold running water, and that's really all you need to make sure that you scrub it well. So I've gone ahead and tightened the ligature just to a comfortable stopping point, and I can put this back in my case. But don't forget, if you have your mouthpiece cap, to go ahead and place that on top of your mouthpiece before putting it away. The last thing you can also do is use some cork grease on the neck, just on the cork of your saxophone. Mine's at the very end, so I need to buy some more cork grease. But if you notice when you're trying to put your mouthpiece on that it's really, really challenging, then it's a good sign that your cork may need to be greased. So you can do that as well. So I hope you found this video helpful with your daily maintenance for your saxophone. Let me know in the comments if you have other tools or other strategies that you suggest. Like I say, it's great to learn from each other. And thank you so much for joining me. If you liked this video, be sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any more videos. Give us a follow on Instagram as well, and I'll see you right back on this channel.